Hi there. And as YouTube are so stingy that they don't send out play buttons until you reach 100,000 subscribers, I decided I'd just have to make my own 10,000 subscriber play button myself. Now, a few days ago, my channel reached 10,000 subscribers. And firstly, I want to take the opportunity to thank everyone who is a subscriber for supporting my channel and liking what I do. But like I said, YouTube don't send out the fancy silver play buttons until you reach 100,000 subscribers, and I'm still a little way off that yet. So I've gathered together the pieces I need to make myself my own Lego play button, and I'm going to show you how I make it. Now, this isn't going to be a life-size YouTube play button, just something for me to have in my Lego studio, and I've based it around the size of these two pieces here, which were crucial for me to make the actual play button, and then the plaque that goes around it is based upon that size as well. So first of all, I've got an awful lot of black 8x6 plates, and I've got 6 here, as you can see. I'm going to join all those together like that, and then underneath that I'm going to put 2 more but the other way round, and then to fill a gap in the middle I've got a 2x6 plate, and then that is going to be the size of our plaque. And then to make a border around it, I've got lots of 1 stud wide bricks. So along the top here I'm going to have a 1x8 there, a 1x2 in the middle, and another 1x8 across the top, and that joins our first 3 together. And then down the sides, 2 more 1x8s like that, and then they will join onto the next 2 plates on the side. We're going to add 2 1x4s, 1 on each side like that, and then 2 more 1x8s sticking out the bottom, which should join onto our 8x6 plates, which are going the other direction like that. So at the moment that's all joined together. That one in the middle isn't, but it'll get joined on later on. And then obviously that gap is filled by the 2x6. We've got a 1x8 brick, another 1x8 brick, and a 1x2 again in the middle. Now that piece and this piece obviously aren't joined on yet, but they will be in a moment. Now, YouTube play buttons are obviously nice and smooth, so I thought I should get rid of as many studs as possible, and I'm going to do that by running around the edge with these tiles. And I've got lots of 1x8s, so across the top we're going to go a 1x8 there and a 1x8 next door to it. And then down the first side we've got a 1x8, a 1x6 in the middle, and then another 1x8. Then along the bottom, that piece will finally get tied in using a 1x8 there, and then another 1x8 like we had at the top. And on the last side, again, like the other side, 1x8, 1x6, 1x8, and now we've got a nice smooth border. Now, I obviously wanted the background to be tiled off as well, and I decided to use dark grey, and I thought that was going to be really easy because you can get these huge 8x16 tiles in dark grey. However, they're not shiny like normal Lego tiles. The largest tile I could find that would help me out are these 4x4s, and you can really see the difference there, how shiny that is compared to this other one. Also, it has this horrible big blob in the middle. I'll going to try and put some lettering on this. This would have made it a lot easier, so I could have just put lettering across here. If I use these, lettering is obviously going to have to go across gaps, but these are slightly more expensive too, but I thought it was going to look much nicer having the shiny effect rather than that matte look with the large tile. So starting at the bottom, I'm going to click down 3 rows of those tiles. From there, what we're going to do now is actually skip a row and add another row to the top. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then add our last 2 down the sides of that, leaving a gap in the middle like that. So there's our entire background done. Now, because I've got this 1 brick high border all around the outside, I didn't want the actual play button to be higher than that. I did look at a few other people's designs, but either they were too thick and chunky or they weren't quite the right shape for the YouTube play button. And I finally worked out the only way I could get that white triangle in the middle was to put it behind. So in this gap in the middle here, what we're doing is putting a 2x4 tile there, and then a 1x4. And then after that, we've got a 2x4 in white, and then a little bit of that is going to show through. And what we've got is 2 1x2s to go there, and a 1x4. And then the play button is going to be mounted on that tiny little square just there. So onto the play button itself, and that's where one of these crucial pieces comes in. It's a 1x2 curved slope. What we're going to do, get a 1x6 plate and add a 1x4 on top. Then those curved slopes are going to go on each end to give the play button its classic curved shape. We're going to fill the gap in with a tile, and there's the top of our play button. And then the bottom of the play button is exactly the same, only in reverse. So we've got our 1x6 again, a 1x4 underneath, and a 1x2. And then I've got the same piece, but inverted curved slopes. And they go on the ends here. And that piece there, the 1x2, will be the only piece not smooth in the entire build, which I'm really pleased about. So that's our top and bottom. Onto the sides. And again, that classic play button shape, I'm using these 1x3 slopes. So I've got a regular one on the bottom and then an inverted one on top. And we're going to put those here. And then next door to them, I'm going to put two 1x1 bricks, like that. And then you can see the other half's going to go underneath. But we also still need to mount this to the background somehow. And that's where our last crucial piece comes in. So here we have a 2x2 tile, but it's effectively a bracket piece because it's got a 1x2 plate sticking up from it. So what we're going to do from that, we're going to add two 1x2 plates on top of it, like that. And then we're going to add a 1x2 brick underneath. And then we've got small column like that, but it's got our little plate on the back of it, and that can sit to the side of our play button. And you put the bottom underneath, and there we have our YouTube play button. And then because the play button in the middle is only 2 studs wide, and we've got this 2 stud wide tile in the middle, hopefully when this gets mounted in here like that and fixed on, we've got the white showing through the middle of the red triangle. And as far as the bricks are concerned, that's my finished play button. However, it's looking a little bit bare down here, and I really think we need some text. So Mrs. Minifig Jez has helped me out once again with her vinyl cutting machine, and we've now got a much more finished looking YouTube play button. And I'm really pleased how this has turned out. I'm glad I managed to get the play button to be only 1 stud thick. I saw many other people's attempts where they're 2 studs wide, and I just thought they'd looked a lot too chunky. And this one sits nicely below the height of my 1 brick high border around the edge. I'm also really pleased that I decided to go for the shiny 4x4 tiles instead of using the matte effect 8x16 ones. You could see all the text would have fitted on that quite nicely, and it would have been a much easier way to make it. But I think the sort of end result using the shiny tiles is much better than using the matte effect one. I'm also really pleased that I managed to achieve that indented play button effect, and then using that 2x4 white tile obviously to show through the white inside the middle of the red triangle. So let me know what you think of this build in the comments below, especially if you've got any ideas for improvements. If you've liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and of course, please subscribe for more LEGO videos.